Why is there something and not nothing? All the fundamental principles of the universe indicate that something cannot come from nothing. So why does the universe exist? Even philosophers agree that everything has a cause, including the universe. So surely there must have been something which caused the universe. Sit back, pull out your notebooks. It's time to put your mind on the matter of what caused the universe. The beginning of the universe has been contested over time. For centuries, society accepted that the universe was a perfect system where the Earth was at the centre and the sun and the planets orbited it in perfect spheres. It was almost as if Earth was the focus of God's creation. However, Copernicus then began his infamous Copernican revolution by rejecting this and arguing that celestial bodies, including the Earth, orbit the sun, which was not at the centre of the universe. This seemed like the beginning of the realization of humanity's lack of significance relative to the grand scales of the universe. Some 4 centuries later, Descartes comes along and proposes the idea of a static infinite universe, where space is filled with this ethereal matter, swirling around in large vortices, and this contributed to the attractive effects of matter. It took another 2 centuries for Friedman and Lemaitre to develop the Big Bang theory. This is the claim that the universe began expanding 14 billion years ago from a singularity infinitely tiny and infinitely dense. All evidence seems to point to this, particularly when considering Hubble's consideration of the Doppler effect. This is the phenomena where a moving object emitting radiation with the same frequency and same wavelength, but since it's a moving object, the wavelengths become longer and the frequencies get reduced as the waves get more spread out. Imagine the noise of an ambulance as it drives past you. That lower frequency, as it gets further away, leads to that lower siren. Similarly, by considering the Doppler shift of distant celestial bodies, Hubble proved that the universe is expanding, and in fact is expanding at an exponential rate. We'll look at the cause of this acceleration in another video coming soon. Having accepted the Big Bang as the start of the universe, let's look at what happened before that. Beyond the singularity of the Big Bang, there is no certainty of what happened. After all, we've left the realms of time at this point, so it's difficult to really talk about before the Big Bang. However, there is one significant scientific theory on this. That is quantum theory. The singularity of the Big Bang is infinitely small, so classical physics no longer applies. We have to look at quantum physics. This is physics of the very small, and relies on probability distributions to determine what seems like basic values, such as a particle's position or its speed. At the scale of this singularity, we have to consider the extreme effects of quantum gravity. This gravity, based on mathematical theorems, results in space-time losing its smoothness, and rather it forms hooks, loops and bubbles. Physicists call this phenomenon space-time foam. Causality loses meaning in this foam, since closed loops of space-time mean that future events can also be in the past. It's like a circular event almost. This means that why did the Big Bang occur has no meaning, since this is outside of causality now, so events don't need a cause to take place. They could either cause themselves or just exist. How does the universe escape this foam though? Some areas of space-time in the foam may meet the conditions for space-time inflation, which means that that region successfully inflates to the point that classical physics may begin to apply, and suddenly, bang, the universe is born. So have we done it? Have we proved the universe just caused itself due to this space-time foam? Maybe. There's a catch though. We currently have no working theories on how gravity works in quantum theory. Whilst theories like string theory attempt to rectify this divide, they add levels of complexity we cannot possibly justify. Having looked at the science of it all, let's try a different approach. Let's try use reason to find the cause of the universe. Philosophers default to proving the existence of God, and thereby attaching God as the cause of the universe. Descartes states that we are people with the idea of God, an innate idea, but God is infinite whilst we are finite, so it's impossible for us to be the cause of the idea. This is because the cause of something must have as much reality as that something. He concludes that the cause of the idea of God has to be God himself, because God is the only being which can have as much reality as the idea of God. Thereby, he's proved that God must exist for that idea to be present in our minds. This is his famous trademark argument. Honestly, this seems like a half-decent argument, but it does make some logical leaps by making the assumption that there has to be a cause. If we look at the quantum theory, the cause of the universe was practically sheer chance, so there was no profound cause. My thoughts on this are that philosophy fails by just using reason. I don't think we can find the cause of something in reality without looking at empirical evidence. The quantum theory has its strengths from the fact that its only issue is its inability to explain quantum gravity. So I think that the universe didn't have an explicit cause, but rather occurred through the random probability of a region of space-time foam inflating. Thank you for being present and exploring this daunting question. Having studied physics and philosophy for several years now, the one thing I've come to realise and appreciate is that there are some things we can never truly know the answer to, and that's the fun of these topics. Please debate this through the comments. I'd love to see where the conversation goes. I've only just scratched the surface of possible theories, both physics and philosophy-wise, so if you want to hear more on this topic, like and share this video. In the meantime, keep questioning, keep wondering, and keep putting your mind on the matter.